Happy Tuesday. It is September 22nd, and oh my gosh, I am so nervous. I haven't done a live video in a very long time, and I just feel so out of my element. I mean, it's a scary thing in general, but so as a lot of you guys know, my mom passed away on August 21st. And so it's been just over a month. I'm going to try my best to not cry through this. So it's been just over a month, and it was a really hard summer. It has been a crazy year. I know it's been a crazy year for all of us. I know we're all going through grief in different ways. And thank you for the hearts. So I'm just going to share a little bit about my year and what I'm doing right now to kind of work through that grief. So I started off the year with a goal of creating a podcast. And honestly, I was like, I don't even know if I can do this. I was really nervous, but I stayed with it and I stayed consistent, and I got more and more excited. I learned more about it, and I created my podcast. And from there, it led to all these different opportunities. I had different momentum. I booked a national commercial, and then COVID hit. And I went to the fitting of my national commercial, my first ever SAG national commercial. I had the fitting. And then that night, we actually found out that the commercial, which was supposed to film the next day, was canceled. It was devastating. And then they called and they were like, oh, we're going to do it on Monday. And then they were like, just kidding, it's canceled for good. Have a good life. And so that was really hard. And then COVID happened. And of course, that was really hard. But I was like, I got this. Like, I'm still hanging in there, still doing different things to make myself feel good. And then in June, I got a call from my mom and dad. And that was weird in and of itself because they're divorced. And I found out that my mom was diagnosed with a fast-acting brain tumor. Glioblastoma is what it's called. And that was devastating. And so I made the decision to put everything that I was doing on hold and to go home and to be my mom's caretaker, one of her caretakers, because she wanted to do at-home hospice. And gosh, being a caretaker is so hard. You have no idea what it entails. Hey, Grayson, thank you. You know, I'm so grateful for that time. I know a lot of people lose loved ones unexpectedly, and she was given 1 to 2 months to live, and she lived for 2.5 months, and it was really challenging and really hard. But I'm very thankful for that time and for those memories that we got to make. And so, like I said, she passed away on August 21st. It's been just over a month, and it has been incredibly hard. Like, she's my mom, and she's gone, and, you know, she's still with me, but she's gone in the way that I know her, and everything freaking reminds me of her. It's so crazy how it works like that. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate it. And so I'm living in this new space of how do I move forward? I had all of this momentum right before this stuff with my mom happened. And now I'm also dealing with all of this grief from my mom. And, you know, I was crying a lot. I have been honoring my feelings, and that's one of the things that I've been doing. So I just want you guys to think about this as yourself, because I know that so many of you are going through a lot of grief yourself. And instead of thinking about this as a story of me and my mom, I want you to think about it as whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, it is freaking hard times right now. So acknowledging that it is hard times and giving it space, like letting that breathe through you. Feel how you need to feel. You know, I've been seeing a therapist, and that's been really helpful. And I've been slowing down. That's been really helpful. And I also have been doing this book called The Artist's Way. And I did this last year, and it was really transformative for me, I think. So it's called A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. But don't let that scare you, because it's not just for quote unquote creatives. The thing is, everybody is a creative. Everybody can create something, whether it is writing a script, or even creating a group, an accountability group, or even something that you might create like a slideshow for your work or whatever it is, or even scrapbooking, like that's creative too. So everybody has the ability to be creative, but so many of us are blocked. And so I have been doing this. It's a 12-week guide to break through those blocks that are holding you back. And it leads to a lot of healing. And I'm on week 2. And there are so many good quotes. I mean, it is just really powerful. I would recommend everybody do it. It does take a little bit of a commitment, but it is transformative. I did it last year. It totally changed my life. It put me on the trajectory that I'm on right now. And so I knew that going through what I'm going through, that I needed to do it again, as scary as it is, because it brings up a lot. But that's part of your transformation. You know, you got to go through it. You got to feel those feelings, as uncomfortable as it is. So with all of this, I was going to share this awesome quote that I read today that I felt like so many people could benefit from. Like I said, I mean, I know we are all struggling with grief and sadness and confusion and feeling lost right now. Like we still have no idea when this is going to end. And I realized that there are 101 days left in this year. So I decided that I am going to do a 100-day challenge starting tomorrow. And I am going to share a quote from this book every day. And also, I'm just going to be live with you. And like, if you have questions or anything, but I would also encourage you to do some sort of challenge, because the thing that I've realized is the thing that I needed was to just get in motion, to do something, to have some sort of purpose. And it's crazy how things work out, because my friend, yes, Sophia, I know, it's such a good book. I'm glad that you think so too. My friend just today, actually right before I filmed this, or am filming this, she sent me a link of Jordan Peterson. He's a psychiatrist doing an interview with Joe Rogan. And he was talking about incremental steps. And so when you're feeling down, like, it's not about being this great achiever. It is about taking one simple step. Maybe it's just making your bed, but just by taking that step, it gives you encouragement to keep going. So that motion is so important. Even though I want to just cry my life away right now, this motion, it gives me life. It gives me something to aim for. And aim up. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, like I said, but do aim up. Honor where you are. Take an honest assessment. Right now, I'm a little bit better than I was yesterday, and I hope that every single day you can meet me and you can strive to be just a little bit better than you were the day before. One thing that I've always struggled with is comparison. And even now, I'm like, I lost this whole summer of my goals and my consistency and my momentum. And I'm looking sideways to that person, they got to have a great summer. But no, it's not like that. The only person you should compare yourself to is yourself. This is your journey. And this time that I had this summer, this is going to make my story so much more rich and so much more dynamic. And everything that happens in your life, it is happening with meaning and with purpose. And so you have to view it that way. The other thing I want to just say is aim up and be consistent about it. So with that motion, be consistent. You have to be consistent to change anything. That's why I am committing to this 100-day challenge starting tomorrow. So it'll be 101 days. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to do a quote from this book. But consistency is so key. You can do something for 7 days and feel like, I nailed it. And then 8th day, you're like, I got it. And then a month later, you're like, crap, I stopped doing that. I don't even remember how to do it. Like this, I haven't done a live video in so long, and I'm feeling all those feels of doing a first one. And then finally, one other last piece is having some sort of vision of how you want to finish out the year. This is the last piece, but it is so important. I know in the last couple weeks of healing, and I'm still healing, don't get me wrong, but in the last couple weeks of losing my mom, my vision was it was hard. It was hard to see. I was so stuck in this moment. But by taking motion and taking steps, you're going to learn where you want to go. but you have to, it all starts with taking those small steps. And like I said, even if it is making your bed or cleaning your closet or whatever it is, just a little thing that'll give you a little bit of confidence. Eventually, I want you to focus on that vision, focus on where you want to go. I am so excited because timing, like I signed up for this course and I'm excited because I'm going to be launching something at the start of next year, and I'm really excited to share that with you. And I'm super terrified and scared, but I really think that this is kind of the positive energy that I need. So I hope that you can start thinking about what your vision is and what you want out of these last 100 days of the year. Thank you. Thank you so much for the hearts. All right, well, that's all I have for you. If you want some more positivity or inspiration, you can head over to my website. It's showuptogoup.com. You can add your email and then you'll get subscribed to my podcast and everything. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow right here. I've got an amazing quote picked out from this book. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.